Hi, welcome to Rose Opal Knits, a crafty channel.
This is episode 120, and I'm Daphne.
I thought it was 121.
121, and I'm Daphne.
And I'm Erica, and we are a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law duo from Delaware. And today we have knitting and crochet to talk about. So hey, how you doing? Welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for choosing to spend some more of your free time with us. And if you are new here, we hope you stick around and you like what you see and you consider subscribing. Like I said in the beginning, we have knitting and crochet to talk about today. We have some finish objects. Did you cast anything new on? Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And I did a little bit of yarn dyeing for a specific project. I have one purchase.
I have two. One's technically not knitting, but I'm using it for knitting, so it counts.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we've got some good stuff to talk about, but it'll probably be a quick episode anyway. It's only been a week since our last video, so if you are new here, a little bit about us. I am Erica, the mother-in-law. I am married to my high school sweetheart. We have 4 children, 3 boys. Holden is 28, Thomas is 21, and Ralph is 16. And then we have one daughter. She is 7, almost 8 years old.
I'm married to her oldest. We also have 4 kids. Ours are Mason is 5, Theo is 3, and Isaac is 16 months, and then Paisley is 4. Did I say Theo was 2? I feel like I did.
I don't know.
Theo's 3. Whatever I said, Theo's 3. Okay.
Yep. And we are a multi-generational household, and we're a homeschooling household. So, you know, we're loud, crazy. There's lots of people here, but we try not to be too loud during the podcast, and we try not to get interrupted too much. But it happens. This is life. It's our life. So, but we're going to go ahead. Oh, before we get started, today is September 5th. It's about 3:40 in the afternoon, and it's a pretty day. It's pretty cool out. And if you want to know where to find us on social media or the internet, it's all in the information area. You click more and you can find where we are on Instagram, Ravelry, our website, roseopalknits.com, where we have a blog with free patterns. And where else? Our spread shop, where we sell our merch. Discord, where we have a Discord group. That's where we host all of our knit-alongs and make-alongs. We currently have a cardigan make-along going on right now. Plus that'll end on November 15th, and we also have 2 year-long make-alongs, a Use Your Stash make-along and an Andrea Mowry pattern make-along. So join us there if you would like to, and Ko-Fi, where your generous donations help us to purchase and send out giveaway prizes and patterns. And we really appreciate when you do that. And
That sounds like all.
all right.
I think that is.
There's a couple of shops down there with discount codes. And if we discuss any makers with YouTube channels, I try to remember to link them below. And the information for our local yarn store, the Yarn Maven, is down there. So now we're going to get into the crafty goodness with what she's wearing.
This is, I don't know when I finished this. This got finished in the summer, but it is the Skyline tee by, who is it? Tori Yu, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little hard to see. It's got like a ribbed detail. You can see it just fine there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a ribbed detail, fingering weight t-shirt. And the yarn is Sweet Mountain Fibers in the Daphne color, which she does not carry. But it's very pretty and I love it. So.
All right. Now we're going to go ahead and get into finished objects. I have one.
I have one.
All right.
You finished yours first, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Because I finished mine last night.
So if you remember last week, I said that maybe I could finish this pair of socks for my husband.
I can't see it against your blue.
by the end of August, and I finished it on August 31st, like in the early afternoon. I didn't even need till midnight to finish it. So this pair of socks was cast on in December of 2021 while my husband was in the hospital. And I honestly think that might be one of the reasons it took me so long. I mean, there weren't happy memories associated. The ending was happy, but when I cast it on, there was a lot of like anxiety. But so but I cast them on, and oh wait, I left the project bag back here so I can show you the yarn. So they lived in this bag. First they were in a Christmas bag because it was December, but then I moved them to the Doctor Who bag, and I held two yarns. Oh. I held two yarns together.
Recording. Sorry, he's calling to me.
Oh,
I'm ignoring him. It's okay. I'll talk to him later.
An opal yarn and charcoal gray. That's this right here. And then Patton's Crochet Socks FX, and I think Midnight Colors is what it's called. Midnight Colors. And this is it here. So I held the two together. I cast it on 52 stitches on a US 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter needle. And I started out with 1x1 rib, and I did that for I think 10 rounds all the way around. Then I just switched to 1x1 rib in the front, and then after 16 rounds I switched to 3x1 rib and did that I think for 16 more rounds is what it ended up being. And then I did a slip stitch, heel flap, turn, and gusset decreases, continuing the 3x1 rib. And then when the gusset decreases ended, so did the ribbing pattern, and I just knit stockinette stitch until the toe, and the toe is a star toe. So it decreases in 4 spots. That's why it's called a star toe. And then I think I got to 8 or 12, somewhere in there, stitches on the toe, and then I Kitchenered the toe. So that's it. This sock was finished last week, and this sock was here. So I finished the decreases and knit the whole foot and toe. And it like sparked some like sock mojo in me. So you'll see some of that later. But yeah, I'm happy to put these in his sock drawer now.
I finished a pair of socks too. These are my socks. You guys have never seen them. So, my dad's birthday is at the end of the month. It's on the 29th, right? So I was like, let me knit him a pair of socks. Let me do a DK weight. It'll be quick. I have scraps I could use. These are not for my dad. These are for Holden now because these look like Holden socks, and I couldn't think of anyone else but Holden when knitting them. So I decided they were his instead. So they are a 56 stitch sock, DK weight yarn on a US 3.25 millimeter needle with a 1x1 rib, stockinette, heel flap and gusset, and a wedge toe. So the yarns actually, I don't know, the only one I don't know is this one. This one is a willow tree yarn, and the only reason I don't know the name is because it was hers.
I don't remember the name either.
So I don't know this yarn, but it is a willow tree, so this is the heels, toes, and cuffs, because I had quite a bit of this. But then this one is Yarnable's Avocado from last year. I want to say it was like Mayish. This is Cherry Pie Cottage in the clouded color. This is Mama Jess in Purple Rain. And then this one is the one we dyed. So.
Yeah.
But I used this color for a pair of socks for her husband. I want to say last year. I used this one for a pair of socks for myself. Or a hat for my brother. I don't remember. One of the two. But then this one was also for Holden, and I have a pair of socks in this color. So.
And I use this color as a contrast color in a pair of socks for my mom, and then
I also used it as a contrast for a toe for Chris in these colors. In this color. So these two have already been paired together.
Yeah.
But like they're totally Holden socks. So I
couldn't... Yeah, she kept saying it. She was like up here, and she was like, "Don't these look like socks for Holden? Don't
it was too much like Holden."
And then
socks.
she got to this color, and she was like, "Forget it. These are Holden socks."
So I finished these. Now I cast these on, and with it being scrappy, I just went through each scrap and ran out. So the only one I have any left of is this color, which I don't know how much I have left. But everything else, I had like 24 inches max of yarn left.
She knit them 2 at a time.
Tandem.
Yeah, holding like using both ends of the yarn ball.
Yeah, so I'm out of yarn out of all of these colors. But honestly, I kind of had them sitting there for a pair of socks for holding, but then I was like, well, I have these, let me use them for my dad. And I was like, I can't give this to my dad. You know what I mean? So they knit up so quick, mainly because this is what I was knitting on because I couldn't crochet because my baby would grab my crochet. So, but instead, I did pull yarn for my dad. So this sock did live in this bag by Delightful Works. So I did put new yarn in here, and I'm going to hold this one double. So I have these two. I already wound them up. I need to cast them on already, basically. But it will be super quick. I'm going to use US 3s, so they're DK weight, and I mean, I knit those in pretty much a day and a half. So I'm not worried about it.
This is striping Felice.
Yes, that is a Felice yarn in the Friendly Skies color. There you go. Friendly Skies. And then the other one is Coops Knit Socks, yeah. In Danburite. So I'm going to hold the gray one double for the heels, toes, and cuffs. And then I'm going to hold these two double through the foot because I only have the 50 grams of this. And I know you said you have the other one. I can make it work with this yarn. So I have this much yarn for a pair of socks for my dad. So they'll get done. I'm not worried about them. But I do need to work on them. So yeah, that's my finished object.
And you're soon to be cast on.
It's gonna get cast on. Maybe not. Maybe today. I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go into whips. I have 3.
I have 2.
All right,
and one that I'm gonna work on.
Okay, I'll start. So as soon as I finished the socks for my husband, I was like, I feel like knitting socks. And I picked up this bag from Susan of Delightful Works as well. The Daphne's bag was. That I got this spring, I think. And I cast this on at the beginning of summer sock camp. I like to cast a lot of socks on the beginning of summer sock camp. It takes me forever to finish them sometimes.
I barely finished any. Compared to last year, I did like nothing.
And so I am actually knitting a pattern sock. It is by the Crazy Sock Lady, and they are called Love Story socks. I am holding 2, like, coveted skeins of yarn that my friend Julie gave me. Here's Susan's card, Delightful Works. I don't know if you can see that or not. So they are Canon hand dyes, and they are, for any of you Jane Austen fans, they're from her Persuasion novel, Captain Frederick Wentworth and Anne Elliot. This one is Anne Elliot. And this one is Captain Frederick Wentworth. So I thought, love story, that's exactly what that is. And so I put them together, and I can't wait to show you what I've done. Because I just love it. Like, it makes me so happy. It's not that much. So.
She kept sitting there. She's like, look. These are making me so happy. Look at them. They're so pretty.
All right. So...
I mean, I did the same thing with my next thing I'll show you too. So, it's okay.
So like I had said, that I had cast it on the beginning of summer sock camp, and I think it was in June. And I just did a couple of rounds. So where this marker is where they were when I picked them up. So I knit, okay. So I modified this pattern by accident, but I'm kind of happy with the modification. It's a 16 round repeat pattern, and I did 9 rounds. I repeated.
I did 8.
I think it's 9. 9 rounds. I did 9 rounds. I completed 9 rounds and then started over again. But it didn't mess anything up, because if you see this special stitch here, in her 16 round repeat, it just kind of offsets and it comes over here and then it goes back over here. Well, mine are just stacked now, so that's fine. And it's fun to do, and I like the way it looks. But look at this yarn. Look at the way it's striping in the back. Oh, it's so good. It really is.
It's only funny because I've heard it so many times already.
But I'm in the slip stitch heel flap, and I'm just knitting what I would do for a heel flap, and turn and gusset. But yeah, it's so good. And so that's it. So this is the whole length of the leg. I think this is 10 rounds. Yes, I only did 10 rounds for the cuff. And that's it. I love it. So, it's a 64 stitch sock on a US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle. And I'm knitting it magic loop, as you can tell, which I think is my current happy place with socks.
Are y'all done with that one?
Yep.
Okay. So in my paper crane bag, I'm knitting the Stromboli by Caitlin Hunter. I believe I'm knitting the smallest size. I might be knitting the second size, so I probably should have looked at that. But I saw it and I was like, who showed it? Fruitful Hands, I think.
Yeah,
I think it was Fruitful Hands. I was like, what is that? It's just like, that's Caitlin Hunter's new one. You haven't seen it? I said, no, I need that. And I was like, I got 2 skeins of this colorway. It is Paper Crane's Aura color. And it is just so pretty. I was going to knit. I thought I dropped it. I was going to cry. It's lace, and we all know I don't do lace very often, but it's so pretty. But I bought this yarn a couple of years ago to knit the Stephen West MCal, but then I didn't really like how it was turning out. So I scrapped that, and this yarn has been sitting. But I saw it. I was like, look, I got 2 skeins of that pink yarn. I could do it. So that's how this came about. But I was where the mushroom is, so it's up there. And I did about 1 and maybe 2 rows. 1 repeat and then 2 rows into the next repeat. But yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I don't know what needle I'm on. But it is a fingering weight. And it's actually, I find it's going by pretty quick. It looks so small. It's on a little cord. But it's on a US 5 3.75 needle. So, and the ribbing was done on a US 4. So what is that? A 3.5? I believe so. Yeah. It is. But yeah, this is the yarn. It is so pretty.
It is pretty.
And it's only fitting that it goes in one of her bags as well. So.
Yep.
But yeah, that's about all I have to say about it. It's kind of not the easiest to knit on since it's lace and I got 4 kids.
Oh yeah.
I dropped one. Isaac grabbed it.
Yeah.
Made me drop a stitch. And I was like, dude, come on, man.
All right. So then I spent a little bit of time on this project. This is my Douglas Cardi by Andrea Mowry. I'm knitting it all in non-superwash yarn. Most of it is Knit Picks Wool the Andy. And, but one color is Knit Crate Vitellana in like a navy blue color. And let me show you where I am. I don't know. I meant to look what size I'm knitting, but I forgot to look. So since I showed it last...
You did quite a bit.
Well, it grows fast because it's worsted weight. But, yeah. So there are my stripes. I'm in another beigey brownie color up there. And I'm really loving it. But I was knitting it and I said to Daphne, I was like, I don't think I have enough yarn, you know, to get like the oversized, the look
fit that she recommends.
So look, it looks good with my navy blue shirt. So I was like, I think I'm gonna have to do a Knit Picks order, but I'm trying. I really am trying to be good and not spend a whole lot of money, especially since I have a you know, stash. So I opened my stash. I don't know why. I was looking for something, and I'm gonna pop pictures in as I talk. I found this skein of yarn that Daphne and I had used to just like absorb some leftover dye that was in the dye bath when we had dyed I don't know, maybe 2 times ago.
Something like that. I don't remember.
And it was originally 100-gram hank of undyed Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. Um, you know how you can buy some of their yarn undyed. And then the picture that I pop in is what it looks like in my cabinet. So it was like a gray, pinky, purpley kind of color, light, very light. So I put it in the dye bath one time. Oh, I meant to bring the dyes up that I used. Maybe I'll take a picture of them and pop it in too. So I used 2 different dye colors. I did one little like doink of each color in there, and then let them sit in the dye bath and cool down, and pulled it out so the dye was exhausted. And this is what it looks like. I'm popping in pictures. And so I was like, that's pretty, but it won't look good in my sweater. So then I took the yarn out, I heated the water back up, and then I put 2 doinks in of like the brown color, not the gold color, and then popped it in and then let it cool down and, you know, exhaust the dye. And this is what it looked like. And it was pretty, but it still wasn't quite rich enough. And around the where the yarn is wound together, you know, together, it was kind of lighter. So then I like added some more dye like right at those 2 spots and let it sit and cool down. And this is the final result. And I love it. And so I have 100 grams of this color, and it'll become some stripes in my sweater. And I didn't bring all of my Wool of the Andes up with me because they're downstairs with my knitting stuff, but they'll become stripes. So that was just a fun little side project. But the color that I'm adding right now is this color from Wool of the Andes, and it is, let me see if I can find the tag. It is Wool of the Andes Camel Heather. This is Camel Heather. And I know that this one that I added is Fern. Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Fern. And then this was the Knit Crate Vitellana, the blue color. And these 2 are Knit Picks colors, but I forget what they are. I have them listed in my Ravelry project. Information on Ravelry. And I am knitting the body with a US 9, which is a 5.5, is that what it is? Yeah, 5.5 millimeter needle, and I knit the bottom ribbing on a US 8, which is a 5 millimeter needle. All right, I'm done.
I only have one more whip, and it's my crochet. So it is the Luffy cardigan by Cardigan Queen on Etsy. So this is where I'm at. It's getting there. So it's where that stitch marker is in its mouth, basically. And I have 29 more rows to go according to the chart, but I might need to add more sky up at the top to make it long enough for the front panels that I've already done. And I mean, I don't have a ton to say about this. The yarn is all Big Twist yarns from Joann's. And I don't have all the colors listed in my Ravelry, but I should probably do that. I don't even know if this is on Ravelry yet, actually. But it's on an H hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter. So, yeah. I mean, I don't really have much to say about it. You guys have seen it for a couple weeks now. It's getting there. Mm-hmm. It's almost done. It has to be done by the 13th. So next Friday. But yeah, it'll get done. I plan to finish this section, like the charted section, tonight. Hopefully I could do that many rows. I don't know if I can. Mm-hmm. But I really want it done. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool.
It is cool. All right, I have one more project that I worked on, and it is another pair of socks in this bag by Cherish Stitched by Oli. And I think I've shown them a couple times. but I am using a skein of yarn that I had won years ago from Amy of Noble Character Crafts, and I think it was a one of a kind. And then I have a mini that's just a random mini, but it's probably willow tree yarn because a lot of my older minis are. And it's a 64 stitch sock that I'm knitting on a US 1, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle. I am knitting them 2 at a time. I did not touch this one at all.
I'm gonna show this one though, just
Okay.
You can see it.
Yeah, I didn't touch that one. That's where it was exactly the last time I showed it. I did, however, pick this one up and work on it. So I was here in the slip stitch heel flap. So this is a slip stitch, but it's not like the traditional slip stitch. I made it look kind of like a rib. And then I did the turn, and now I am working on the gusset decreases. Currently, I am knitting this sock on 2 circular needles, and that's why it looks like this. Because I have the one needle hanging here, and then I've got the other needle crossed here because I'm halfway through the back side of the sock, or the underside of the sock. It is, what I did is, like I said, I cast on 64 stitches, and I did 5 rounds of 2x2 ribbing, 3 rounds of stockinette stitch, 5 rounds of 2x2 ribbing, 3 rounds of stockinette stitch, and then I switched 3 rounds of 2x2 ribbing, 3 rounds of stockinette stitch, 3 rounds of 2x2 ribbing, 3 rounds of stockinette stitch. And that's the little patterning that you see on the sock. And that's going to go all the way down the foot to the toe. But the goal is to finish these gusset decreases and knit the 1.5 inches that I have on this sock, and then I want to put them on the same needle magic loop and then just finish them off 2 at a time. So I think I can get these socks done quickly. We'll see if my sock mojo lasts. But alrighty, that's it for our works in progress. Like I said, it was pretty quick, but I did have one purchase come in. I'll talk about that real quick. I am subscribed to Granite State Yarns or at Labora Mystery Skein Club, and it's a monthly club, and it came in last week. I think
the day after we recorded.
Yeah, the day after we recorded. And I believe if you follow Granite State Yarns, I think she uploaded a video yesterday or today, a short video where she talks about dyeing. I think it's this yarn. I didn't watch it yet. I just kind of saw it and I was like, hey, I think that's about the yarn I just got. But anyway. So here it is. Isn't it so pretty? Look at that.
You're like cutting off some of the colors up there.
Oh,
and
well.
some up there.
Mm-hmm. So pretty. I just love it. It's gonna go on my stash. For now, anyway. So it's or at Labora, September 24, St. Joseph of Cupertino. Sorry if I mess that up. I mess up names all the time. But it's so pretty. All right, what'd you buy?
I bought a bag. It's not actually a knitting bag, but I went to Boscov's and this was there, and I was like, that's super cute, and it was like pretty inexpensive, so I said I want it, and I bought it. So it's just,
it is cute. Let me see.
but it has like, it's like canvasy, not canvasy, like plasticky canvas, I don't know, and then it's got like line too, and it zips. Okay, so I had to have it basically. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I felt like it was a good bag to have with small children, basically.
Yeah.
But then my mom's like, "Hey, look, we got this in." My mom works at Michael's. She's just like, "Hey, look, we got this in." And it's Lion's brand dye glow. So it's just white yarn, but as soon as it goes dark, it glows in the dark. And she's like, "Do you want it for Holden to knit him a hat? Since sometimes he works outside." I was like, "Okay, sure." She got me 2 skeins of yarn, and this is just a natural color. But yeah, it is a worsted weight yarn. It is 50 grams with 71 yards. So it doesn't, there's not a ton in each ball. So I asked her to grab 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you'll wear a glow in the dark hat, but I figured why not?
What is it made
Sounds
of?
like fun.
Polyester. Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. Sounds like fun, right? Is that my clothes?
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah. All right. So we will not be recording a regular podcast episode next week, but we will have a video go up next week. We are going to record a whip parade. And this girl over here has like 30 whips.
Yep.
I have like under.
No, I don't have 30 anymore. I cast off the socks.
Oh,
I only
okay.
have 29.
But you're going to cast on another pair.
I only have 29.
Okay. Right.
As of right now, I have 29.
I think I have less than 15. I don't know exactly what it is, but so that should be up next week. All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.